Sergi on the beat.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is George Vlogs. Right here we discuss other things aside the things that happen in church and all of that, but here I think I become more free here as I talk about a couple of different things and I'm not diplomatic right here. So welcome once again. It's so good to have you. So today we are talking about something that happened in Nigeria, my home country, where I am from and I would always be from no matter what happens. And this particular case right now is looking at how two able-bodied men, traffickers, excreted 165 wraps of cocaine in NDLEA custody. So I'm looking at their story right now. I think I should off this slide. So looking at the story is very interesting because the reasoning behind what they are doing is what I'm looking at. And I'm just looking at the possibility of what they do and how they get to do it. Okay, I think I should get the light back on again. You see, this one thing that goes on in the studio when I am trying to just set up everything. According to the story, two traffickers excrete 165 wraps of cocaine in NDLEA custody. Please, I'm just asking myself a question. How do those people get this thing into their system? Like, how does this thing work? Like, is it that they put it from under, or is it that they, take it from here and it goes there? I think it has to go through a digestion process or something. So if I'm not mistaken, I think they took it from under. Now, I don't know, but if people can really go through this to make money, it's really interesting. But let's go on with the story for you to know where they came from and how the whole thing happened. Now, the two suspects, drug traffickers, Elvis Uche Iro, 53, and the 42-year-old Uwaezuoke Ikenna Christian, have excreted a total of 165 wraps of cocaine while in custody of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Nigeria. Now, the suspects were arrested at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, and the NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi said in a statement on Sunday, March 27. So this happened in 2022, in case you're watching this any other year aside from 2022. Now, according to him, Elvis, who is the father of 4 children, was arrested on Saturday, March 19, upon his arrival on board Ethiopian airline flight from Addis Ababa for ingesting 65 pellets of cocaine weighing 1.376 kg. How do you carry this kind of thing in your anus? Like, how do you carry this in your anus? I still don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me, but these things are really possible. Man, the path to making money is not easy, I must tell you. It's not easy at all. Now, during the preliminary interview, he claimed he's an interior decorator who had to go into drug trafficking because he needs money to start a coffee business, to take care of his family, and to stock his newly acquired shop with curtain materials, accessories in Lagos. So he said he would have been paid $1,000 on successful delivery of the drug. Now, that sounds really, really false. I don't think. Do you know what it means to carry that amount of cocaine after delivering the drug in Abuja? That means we have drug traffickers in Nigeria who bring in these drugs from outside. And I'm asking myself a question. Who are the ones that consume these drugs in Nigeria? Is it the people on the streets? Is it the people in high places, the influential people? Paying this person $1,000 for delivering this and going through these risks, I don't think. What can $1,000 do for you? Look at what he's saying right here, saying that it's going to use it to start a coffee business, take care of his family, and stock up his newly acquired shop and buy cutting materials. Are you serious? Just let that sink in for a while. So if you have to go through this risk of risking your life by taking in drugs through your ass, and all of this to be paid $1,000, except maybe he has been paid a whole lot of money ahead of time before this, I would say, okay, maybe it makes sense. Because if you have been paid, let's assume it's even $2,000 that you're supposed to be paid, so you're paid 50% to receive the other 50%. Even that itself is too small. You understand? So this story doesn't really make sense, but that is what it has been released. Now, while Uwaezuoke was arrested on arrival for ingesting 100 pallets of cocaine with a total of 2.243 kg. Now, this person's own is actually more. He said he's a businessman in baby wears before venturing into drug trafficking. So one was into interior decoration and this one was a businessman into baby wears. And I know one thing about my Igbo brothers is that we like business a lot. I'm a businessman myself, but my business is around content creation. So I create content for brands. I have millions of followers on TikTok because I influence for brands there. YouTube is just more of like my thing because I'm still using the same skills to talk about things happening in my country, as I believe I'm opening people's eyes to things that are happening in the society and just building a people that can just think about things objectively, or would I say logically, as they look at them. Now, during preliminary interview, he said he traveled to Addis Ababa on Thursday, March 17th to buy the drugs for $10,000. He went to buy the drugs himself for $10,000 and he was supposed to deliver it to someone and returned on Saturday, March 19, when he was arrested. Interesting, I would say. Now the story even becomes more interesting. He said he sold his land in his village and took loans from friends to be able to raise money to buy the drugs. So it's not as if he was being sent. So you leave, talking about the second person right now, he left and went over there to Addis Ababa. I think Ethiopia, Addis Ababa is the capital of Ethiopia, if I'm not mistaken. I'm correct, because before I came to China, I actually went through Ethiopia myself. So he claimed that he had to go into drugs to raise money for his business after being duped of $15,000 by his friend who lives in China. Wow, you were duped of $15,000 by your friend who lives in China. Of course, here in China, we have a lot of scammers. We have a lot of them here, and it happens. People think that sometimes you say, oh, buy this for me in China, this and that. There are actually scammers right here also in this country. So the fact here right now is that the first person is supposed to make a delivery of the drug to get $1,000. I think that was really, really too small for him to go to that risk for $1,000. And this other person, saying that he was duped of $15,000, if their story is true, had to raise $10,000. Do you know how much that is in Naira? Then went to Addis Ababa himself to go and make purchase of drugs for him to then come and sell in Nigeria. So where is the market for drugs in Nigeria? Do we have a market? And if there is a market for those kind of drugs in Nigeria, who are the people themselves that are buying these things from them? That means a lot is going on in Nigeria that we don't even have an idea of, because these people are coming into Nigeria with this. Imagine these are the ones that have been caught by NDLEA. How many of them have not been caught and have been able to pass freely into the country? But who are the ones buying these drugs? That's the question we have to ask. Anyway, that is it for today's segment on what I have to share with you on George Vlogs. I have work to do and I have to go to work. See you guys next time.
Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun o. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Ó jẹ́ ènìyàn ló dúró mi wọ́n ti mọ̀ sí ego. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun o. Ọlọ́run o. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun o. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Bó jẹ́ ènìyàn ló dúró mi wọ́n ti máa ṣeré o. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun o. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun o. Kùtù ọmọ tí mo dábọ̀ Jésù wá wo tí mo dábọ̀ dádì. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. ó jẹ́ èèyàn ló dúró mi wọ́n ti mọ̀ ṣe é gún. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun